What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon, and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, Book 2, The Hammer of Thor. Oh my god, okay, so it's officially official. Like, aside from anything that actually has Percy Jackson in it, Magnus Chase is, like, I'm dying inside. This series is turning out to be absolutely amazing. I thought I was gonna like Trials of Apollo more than I liked Magnus Chase, but after this book, it's officially official. I am in love with this book series, and I can tell you why. Because it is so progressive, so amazing. The way that Rick Riordan just deals with all of these amazing things that he puts in this book is just blowing my mind, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, he won the Stonewall Award for a character in this book, and it's just like, yes, please, like, bow down before our Lord, because these books are just absolutely blowing me away. Okay, so now that I've got some of that fangirl out of the way, in this second book, Magnus is continuing on his journey. They need to find the Hammer of Thor as it went missing in the first book, and they're discovering that Loki is still scheming. He's still trying to get Ragnarok to happen before it's time, and Magnus and his friends need to stop that from happening. And really, this book is just, like, absolutely amazing. We learn so much more about Samira. We learn more about Hearthstone, which Hearthstone is one of my favorite characters, and I was so happy. We get a lot of development from him. We don't get too much from Blitz, but I think that's because we got him in the first book, so we get Hearth in the second book, so I was totally okay with that. And we are introduced to our newest character, Alex Fierro, who is transgender and gender fluid, and the way that Rick Riordan portrays this character is just... It's just amazing. It works so well, and Magnus is so accepting because he doesn't really understand what it is to be transgender and gender fluid, but neither do a lot of the readers, and so the way that he takes things in, the way he asks questions, the way he learns to accept things is very much like a focus so that, like, us as the reader can kind of take things in and see, like, okay, like, this is how it needs to work. And Rick Riordan does such a great job of explaining it all, and, like, it's amazing. Like, Alex was one of my favorite characters because she was just so, like, yeah, I'm female today, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. So my preferred pronouns are she and her, and that's all I have to say about the matter. And that was just really, really great. I loved her. I'm really, really interested to know more about her backstory because it seems like there's a lot there, and she was really focused on, like, not letting others tell her how she should be, so she will, like, take things and, like, make them her own. She puts her own stamp on things, and she's really into, like, pottery because she knows that, like, things are fluid and things can change, and it's just, like, blowing me away. Like, it was so good. The story itself was really awesome. It was a little bit weird because Rick Riordan decided to take this whole thing of, like, having, like, this Norse wedding with Samira and a giant, and that part was a little bit strange, but it was kind of interesting because we got a lot more, you know, like, Norse myth, a lot more lore, which is always fun because obviously I think a lot of people don't know too much about the Norse mythology, and it really does build on this world. And I love at the end of this book, it ends on a high note, but it was because it was technically a victory, but it was also technically a defeat. And all of our heroes know that, and they all know that they need to step up to the plate for this next book, but everybody else is celebrating around them, and it was really, really cool, because the only thing I could compare it to is the Goblet of Fire, which is insane, and I don't think that gives any, I mean, that might give it away, but, you know, non-spoilers, so I'm not going to talk about it. So, obviously, like, overall, the fangirl feels are just all over the place. Like, I cannot, but this series is just, like, amazing. Like, I've been listening to them on audiobook, but I actually just went out and bought the hardbacks because I wanted them to have, and I pre-ordered the next book, so I'm really, really excited. Even though I pre-ordered the next book, I still want to listen to it because they got a new narrator when they did the second book, and the new narrator is so much better. The first one was way too, like, goofy and, like, wacky and annoying, whereas in this book, he was a lot more dry, a lot more sarcastic, way more how I picture Magnus Chase to be. So yeah, if you are not reading this series, you're probably not watching this video, but you need to be reading this series because it's just absolutely amazing. It's going to make you a better person, and the fact that these are middle grade books and it's dealing with such big issues makes me so happy, because Rick Riordan even said in his acceptance speech for the Stonewall Award that people were writing to him saying, you know, that they aren't heteronormative and they love his world and they wanted to be part of it too, and he wants to tell other people's stories. He doesn't want them to be silenced. He wants to embrace them and tell them that he sees them and they are valid and they have every right to be part of his world as well, because after all, his story of Percy Jackson started out as a way for him to give his son a hero that was just like him. People with learning difficulties needed a hero too, and that's where we got Percy Jackson. And now we're getting Nico and Alex Fierro and Magnus and just all of these other amazing, amazing characters. And I am so, so excited to see where this series is gonna go next. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every Monday. That is everything got for you today, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!